Hello, my name is Diego Godoy. Today I'm here at El Teatro Campesino and I'm with my co-host
Matthew David Young.
And we have a very special guest this morning. I'm with
David Alvarez.
And today we're going to be interviewing him. So tell us, David, just tell us a little about yourself.
My name's David Alvarez. I'm from Hollister, California. I've been with El Teatro Campesino for 29 years now. Started when I was a teenager, 16 years old, and worked my way into the background, backstage, and slowly into production management here. It's been an endeavor, and it's been I'm a lifelong member, I would like to say, and I'm part of the family here, and part of history.
And question, do you mind if you give us a quick description of El Teatro Campesino and Luis Valdez?
Sure. El Teatro Campesino was born out of the grape strikes in Delano, California in 1965. It was built out of necessity, the need to organize and get people together to fight for just basic human rights and dignity. So the theater was basically born off flatbed trucks. There was no theater, there was no money. So it was basically a very organic grassroots effort. Excuse me. Luis Valdez approached Cesar Chavez down in Delano and asked to start this theater. He quickly told him there is no money, there's no space. So they would share a clinic space and perform there, and when they had to, they were out on flatbed trucks, but they were organized to pull the workers off the field to join the union. And at that time, that was a very demonized thing to have a union. So the teatro was always looked at as a very communist, fascist kind of thing in the United States. So once we arrived into San Juan Bautista, it had a scorned look on it. And, I think everybody looked at it as teatro was trying to bring the union into San Juan and into the farm labor around here. So they've always been born out of this necessity. They've always worked out of the nooks and crannies of wherever we could find space, wherever people were willing to hear our voices. But we also made our material bilingual. They use signs and very simple methods of communicating to just about everybody so they could understand the material, understand the storylines. And it was really used politically to satirize the opposition using actos, which is something that was created here, which are small little vignettes or little plays to just really attack the source of where the opposition was and where the oppression was coming from. And really just to kind of give people a sense of organizing and what that meant. And that slowly evolved. Once the teatro kind of went out to internationally, got invited out to Paris, to Germany. It hit an international level and started getting, national and international recognition. And slowly, Luis's material, his playwright experiences were starting to grow. And that kind of grew with the company. The company was starting to produce its own material, all very culturally relevant, giving the Mexica or Mestizo bloodline kind of a platform to be spoken from, something we don't really get taught in school. So this was my first time to actually dive into that kind of material and just understand where my ancestry comes from, or our ancestry, right? Any of the folks. And that's been the lineage of the Teatro Campesino, is to give that background, but to give that platform for our story to be told, and to empower each other to be able to tell our narrative, and not let other people tell our narrative in a construed way. So from there, they went to Broadway and slowly onto the silver screen, and it's made a footprint for ourselves, but it's also given a platform for brown faces and people of color to be able to use this platform to get into the industry. And we always promote that, is that we need to be able to put more faces into the industry. So it's not just a Luis Valdez story, it's all our story. It's something that we could all share and join into, but be able to tell it from our perspective.
Mm-hmm. So for people who may not know much about this theater, what kind of productions and events are you guys currently doing?
Right now we are focusing close to the fall time, which tends to be our busier part of the year. Everything else is kind of done remotely out of the building, so it's really used for admin. But we will be getting lined up for Palabra, which is a showcase. That's, we basically invite anybody from the communities to submit material, whether it's poetic, musical or if it's an actual play that somebody's trying to write. They will work with you to help develop. We bring in actors and put it up, and so we could do a weekend of performances of the showcase. That'll be coming up at the end of August. End of September, we do have a guest company coming in. They work with us with our biannual Christmas shows, and that's Esperanza del Valle. They're out of Watsonville, and they'll be hitting their 45th anniversary. So they'll be doing a commemorative performance here with us. They've been collaborators for many, many years. And so that's at the end of September. And then the next big one would be El Día de los Muertos. That'll be done here in San Juan. We do a procession through town, and we finish off here with community altars that are set up in the theater. And that's, where they're blessed, and, we invite the community to come in and take a look at it. And then we are also at the same time rehearsing for La Pastorela, or the Shepherd's Play. That'll be this year's Christmas show done here in the Playhouse. And that goes on from, I think, the day after Thanksgiving. We typically go into about almost Christmas, somewhere about there.
Okay, with all these productions and stuff going on, what would you say you guys here, what would you say your role is within both the theatrical and cultural community?
So, like I said, Teatro Campesino was always based on giving a story that was never told, right? Being able to give that storyline. So when you look at the body of works over the years, a lot of it tells a lot of the histories of our people and how we've gone to our storytelling. It's also kind of empowered just that indigenous side. A lot of the theater, the Sphere, which is a form of theater that's been created by Luis Valdez here, it really dials into those cosmics. It goes into the indigenous methods. We have the 20 pasos, the 20 passages, and it all goes through the Nahuatl language, which is the early indigenous languages from Mexico. So a lot of that philosophy really embeds in here. So I think it's where a lot of people feel the magic that comes from here. It comes from somewhere cosmic, but it also comes from the heart. But it's also been a mecca for folks to come to and find this voice, to find this platform, and develop from it. We have folks who created their own theaters, their own teatros outside of here, and it breeds this culture, it breeds this energy that we've cultivated here. So it has a cultural relevance, but it also has a duty to put artists of color into the workforce as well. But it's also building community through theater, building a healthier community through theater, just keeping an awareness for everybody and making it, inclusive to all.